The storm of the century had just ripped through the coast. Houses were submerged, power lines were down, and the casualty count was still rising. It was the kind of heavy, humid morning where the air felt like it was grieving. Jack, a veteran rideshare driver, decided to head out early. The city was a ghost town, but he figured people might need rides to shelters or to check on family. Near a flooded intersection, he saw a man signaling for a ride. The guy was drenched, clutching a heavy leather satchel tightly against his chest. Jack pulled over. The man climbed into the back seat and gave an address to a motel on the outskirts of town. As they drove, the conversation was grim. They talked about the devastation, the homes lost, and the bodies the Coast Guard was still recovering from the debris. Jack was talking about how lucky they were to be alive when he glanced at his rearview mirror to make eye contact. His heart nearly stopped. In the reflection, the man wasn't there. Sitting in the back seat was an elderly woman with pale, waterlogged skin and wide, bulging eyes staring directly into Jack's soul. Jack slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching on the wet asphalt. "Whoa, what's going on?" the man asked, his voice perfectly normal. Jack looked back over his shoulder. It was just the man, no woman. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. "Sorry," Jack stammered. I thought a stray dog ran across the road." He started driving again, his hands shaking. He risked another glance at the mirror. The woman was back. She was leaning forward now, her face inches from the mirror, her eyes filled with a silent, agonizing scream. Jack didn't say another word. He didn't go to the motel. He floored it straight to the nearest police precinct. He skidded to a halt in front of the station, jumped out, and ran inside, yelling for help. 2 officers came out and intercepted the passenger. When they searched his leather satchel, the air went cold. Inside was a pile of gold wedding bands, diamond earrings, and heavy necklaces. Some of the jewelry still had traces of dried skin and torn earlobes attached to them. The man was a looter. He had been stripping the jewelry off the victims of the storm before the recovery teams could find them. The ghost Jack saw in the mirror was one of the victims, a woman who couldn't rest while her belongings were in the hands of a monster. As the officers led the man away in handcuffs, one of the veteran sergeants walked over to Jack's car. He looked at the empty back seat, then back at Jack. The sergeant walked to the rear door, opened it wide, and spoke into the empty space. "Ma'am, you can step out now," the sergeant said with a grim, respectful nod. "We've got the man who took your things. We need you to come with us so we can finish this." Jack watched in horror as the rear of the car rose slightly, as if a weight had just been lifted from the seat. He didn't wait around for an explanation. He got back in his car and drove straight home, leaving the ghosts of the storm behind him.